There's one image I still can't get out of my head. Not the old house, not the dark hallway, not even the police showing up later that night. It's the sight of a man standing silently behind a bathroom door, partially hidden in the darkness, gripping something in his hand while waiting for me to walk into the room. To this day, I have no idea what would have happened if I had taken one more step. The whole thing started on an ordinary Saturday night. A few friends and I had gone out to a local bar. Nothing unusual. We spent the first couple of hours drinking, talking, and moving around between groups of people. As the night went on, everyone slowly drifted apart throughout the crowded bar. Some were talking to strangers. Others were playing games or hanging around near the dance floor. Meanwhile, I was having a terrible night. I wasn't in the mood for the loud music or the packed crowd anymore. The alcohol had hit me harder than expected, and all I wanted was to get home. So sometime late that night, I opened the Uber app and requested a ride. My apartment was only about 15 minutes away. When the ride arrived, I immediately noticed something strange. The vehicle pulling up wasn't what I expected. Instead of a clean rideshare vehicle, an old Honda Accord rolled to the curb. It looked like it had survived decades of abuse. The paint was faded. The body was scratched and dented. Even from outside, it looked neglected. I walked up to the driver's window and asked, "Mike?" The driver nodded once. I climbed into the passenger seat. The first thing I noticed was the mess. Books were piled across the dashboard. Papers, boxes, and random junk covered most surfaces. The back seat looked just as bad. It felt less like a vehicle and more like a storage unit on wheels. The driver didn't say a word. He appeared to be middle-aged, maybe older. His hair was thinning, and his expression looked permanently irritated. There was something cold about him. Not openly threatening, just unfriendly. I didn't feel like talking anyway. The car pulled away from the bar, and the city lights blurred past the windows. After that, my memory becomes unreliable. I had been drinking heavily, too heavily. The truth is, I don't remember getting home. I don't remember getting out of the car. I don't remember closing my apartment door. Everything simply disappears into darkness. The next thing I remember is waking up the following morning. My head felt like it had been crushed in a vice. Sunlight leaked through the blinds while I searched my pockets for my phone. Nothing. At first, I assumed it was somewhere in my apartment. I checked the couch cushions, the kitchen counters, the bathroom, the bedroom. Then I checked everything again. Hours passed. By the time afternoon arrived, my apartment looked like it had been searched by police. Drawers were hanging open. Clothes covered the floor. Furniture had been moved. My phone was gone. I called friends from my brother's phone and asked if anyone had picked it up the night before. Every answer was the same. No. That was when I remembered something. A few weeks earlier, I had enabled Find My iPhone. Suddenly, I felt hopeful. My brother sat beside me while we logged into the account. The map loaded. A blinking dot appeared. My phone was active. The relief lasted only a few seconds. Because the location wasn't somewhere familiar, it was sitting several miles away on the roughest side of town. The kind of neighborhood people warned you about. The kind of place locals avoided after dark. My brother stared at the map. "You really want to go get it?" "Yeah." He sighed. "Then I'm coming with you." An hour later, we were driving through increasingly run-down streets. The neighborhoods changed quickly. The houses became smaller. The yards became overgrown. Streetlights seemed farther apart. Eventually, the navigation directed us toward a small house. We parked across the street and stared. The structure looked strangely isolated despite being surrounded by other homes. It was small and box-shaped. 2 windows faced the front. One upper window overlooked the street. Nothing moved. No lights flickered. No sounds came from inside. The phone's location marker sat directly on top of the property. "This has to be it," my brother said. It was still relatively early, around 8 or 9 in the evening. We walked to the front door. I pressed the doorbell. Nothing happened. No chime. No sound. I knocked hard. A few seconds later, we heard footsteps. Slow footsteps. Wood creaked beneath them. The sound approached the door, then stopped. Silence. The kind of silence that immediately makes you aware of your own breathing. I noticed a peephole. Something told me someone was standing on the other side watching us. Neither of us spoke. We simply stood there waiting. Seconds stretched into nearly a minute. Then the door cracked open. A raspy voice emerged from the darkness. "Who is it?" I explained that I had lost my phone. The voice seemed confused. "What phone?" I started describing the situation, explaining that the tracking app showed my device at this address. For a moment, The person behind the door acted as though he had no idea what I was talking about. Then I glanced toward the driveway. My stomach tightened. Parked beside the house was an old Honda Accord. The same battered Honda Accord that had picked me up from the bar. I looked back at the man. Suddenly the voice sounded familiar. "You were my Uber driver," I said. The door opened wider. There he was. The same driver. The same thinning hair. The same expressionless face. For a second he stared at me. Then his demeanor changed. "Oh right," he said. "Your phone." The way he said it felt forced. Like he had suddenly remembered something he hoped I wouldn't. He invited us inside. "Come in. Shut the door." His tone wasn't friendly. It wasn't threatening either. Just oddly flat. My brother and I exchanged a glance before stepping inside. Immediately, something felt wrong. The house looked frozen in time. Floral wallpaper covered every wall. The furniture looked decades old. The air smelled dusty and stale. Nothing about the place felt modern. It felt like walking into a photograph from another era. The driver pointed toward the staircase. "Wait here. I'll go find your phone." "Thanks," I replied. He nodded and started upstairs. The staircase groaned beneath every step. We listened as he moved through the second floor. Each footstep produced another creak, another groan, another reminder that someone was moving above us. At first, I wasn't worried. He had my phone. He was retrieving it. Simple. But minutes began passing. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, then 10. Still no sign of him. I checked my watch repeatedly. My brother folded his arms. "This is weird." "Yeah." We called upstairs. "Everything okay?" No answer. Only silence. Then a single creak overhead. We waited. Nothing. Again we called. "Need help finding it?" Still nothing. The silence somehow felt heavier than before. Eventually my brother looked at me. "Go check on him." I laughed nervously. "You go." "No. You're the one missing the phone." I didn't want to. But after standing there for 10 minutes, curiosity started overpowering caution. Reluctantly, I stepped toward the staircase. Each step groaned beneath my weight. The further I climbed, the darker everything became. And with every step, the uneasy feeling in my stomach grew stronger. Halfway up the stairs, I realized something disturbing. There were almost no lights upstairs. How was he searching for a phone in complete darkness? That question hit me immediately. By the time I reached the second floor, my pulse had noticeably increased. A dim night light illuminated part of the hallway. Barely. 3 open doorways stood ahead. One appeared to be a bathroom. The other 2 looked like bedrooms. Everything else was swallowed by shadows. "Mike," I called. No response. I took another step. "Hello." Nothing. The house felt impossibly quiet. Not even television noise. Not even running water. Just silence. I leaned over the staircase railing. "Something's weird up here," I called down to my brother. To my surprise, he didn't answer. I frowned. Where had he gone? For a moment, I considered heading back downstairs. Instead, I checked the bathroom first. Empty. I turned away and started walking toward one of the bedrooms. Then something caught my eye. A shape, barely visible through the crack between the bathroom door and the frame. I froze. My brain needed a second to process what I was seeing. The driver. He was standing behind the bathroom door. Not inside the bathroom. Behind the door itself. Hidden. Waiting. His body was partially concealed. One hand gripped an object I couldn't identify. The angle prevented me from seeing exactly what it was. But I knew one thing instantly. He wasn't searching for my phone. He had been standing there the entire time. Watching. Waiting. Every instinct in my body screamed that something was terribly wrong. I looked away immediately. I didn't want him to know I'd seen him. I forced myself to keep moving naturally. My heart was pounding so hard I thought he might hear it. I pretended everything was normal. "Hey," I called casually. "I'm gonna head downstairs for a second." No answer. Not a single word. I walked toward the stairs. Slowly. Carefully. Every step felt impossible. The moment I reached the top of the staircase, I stopped pretending. I turned and sprinted. I practically jumped down the stairs. "Get out here," I screamed. My voice echoed through the house. Now, my brother suddenly appeared from another room downstairs. He looked confused. But when he saw my face, he didn't ask questions. He ran. We burst through the front door and sprinted toward the car. Only after we were several blocks away did I finally explain what I had seen upstairs. The more I described it, the quieter my brother became. Neither of us wanted to say what we were both thinking. We had come dangerously close to something very bad. After driving a safe distance away, We made the decision immediately. We called 911. Within a short time, a police officer agreed to meet us. We explained everything: the Uber ride, the missing phone, the tracking app, the strange behavior, the man hiding behind the bathroom door. The officer listened patiently. Then we returned to the house together. The drive back felt surreal. Part of me couldn't believe we were actually going there again. The house looked exactly the same. Dark, silent, watching. The officer walked to the front door and knocked. This time we stood behind him. Several moments passed. Then the door opened. The driver appeared once again. His expression remained unreadable. The officer explained why we were there and asked about the phone. Unlike before, the man didn't argue. He didn't pretend to be confused. He simply nodded. Without a word, he turned and walked upstairs. The staircase creaked again. We waited. 10 seconds later, he returned. 10 seconds. Not 10 minutes. Not 15. 10. The phone was in his hand. He handed it over. I immediately recognized it. It was mine. The officer gave it back to me. I felt relief, but it was quickly replaced by anger. "That's him," I said. He was hiding behind a door upstairs holding something. My brother backed me up. We both insisted something wasn't right. The officer listened but shook his head. There isn't enough for me to arrest him. I couldn't believe it. The man stood only a few feet away, free to walk back into that house, free to shut the door, free to continue whatever he had been planning. Then he looked directly at me. I'll never forget that look. There was something deeply unsettling in his eyes. Not rage, not embarrassment, something colder, something that made my skin crawl. For a brief moment, it felt like he was angry that I had escaped whatever situation had been unfolding upstairs. I stared back. Then I raised my hand and gave him the middle finger. It wasn't smart. It wasn't mature. But after everything that had happened, it felt satisfying. The officer escorted us away. We got back into the car and left. I recovered my phone that night. Technically, everything worked out, but the memory never left. Years later, I can still picture that dark hallway. I can still hear the creaking floorboards. And most of all, I can still see that man standing silently behind the bathroom door, holding something in his hand, waiting for me to walk a little closer. I don't know what he intended to do. And honestly, I don't want to know.